Hello friends of table tennis, your table tennis addict here. Today's video is about the Tomokazu Harimoto ALC. This is the package. Yeah, and this is the blade we're using today. This is the Harimoto blade, and with 1 10G05 and 2.1, and on the backhand 1.9 millimeters. Yeah, we're going to test out this blade today, and in general I want to say some facts about it. It's a bit softer from Butterfly's data on, it's a bit softer than the Innerforce ALC. Today we're going also to compare a bit with the Innerforce ALC. The Innerforce ALC is 9.4 stiffness, and the Harimoto blade is 9.2 stiffness. The Harimoto blade also is a bit bigger from the blade itself. So I can show you. If you do like this, you see it's a bit bigger, larger. Yeah. And yeah, the Harimoto blade, also Harimoto himself uses it. And yeah, I have great expectations with this blade. I also tested it a bit out, so I know a bit of information about it. Yeah, and as usual, let's start with the forehand counter hit first. First we are going to use the Harimoto blade for counter hit with plastic balls. Different plastic balls. So when countering, I first noticed that it has this typical ALC crisp feeling when you hit against the ball. You also notice feeling maybe from the Viscaria or from the Timo Ball series, and Ball Spirit or Ball ALC also have this feedback when you go against the ball while counter hitting. And next we'll go for the forehand topspin. So, you see, you got a lot of contact time when you loop, when you play forehand topspin. And I feel like, from my experience with the ALC blade, with the Innerforce ALC, with the normal one feels a little bit stiffer, so you have less contact time, but more power. And I'm going to show you this now. This is the Innerforce ALC with the same rubbers as on the Harimoto. So with the Innerforce ALC, it's also what I wanted to say. The Innerforce ALC in general, if you compare different blades of the same type of the Innerforce ALC, you see they're around 85 grams. And if you get the Harimoto blades, I had 2 in my hand, and the weight is like 92 to 94 grams. This one is 92 grams. So this is why for the arm it's a bit easier with the Innerforce ALC to do a topspin. because you don't need so much strength to topspin. But with the Harimoto you have to do less, but it's really, yeah, it's a lot of weight in your hand. I guess the whole racket is 190 grams with the 205, so it's really hard to keep the arm up the whole training. And yeah, also now that we have played topspin with both blades, I have the feeling that in foreign topspin the Harimoto blade is more of the does more curve, and the inner force is like going more forward. And the Harimoto blade has a lot of more contact time, but I guess it depends on your playing style, what you want. For my personal playing style, I tell you, I like the inner force ALC more for topspinning, because you have more power on your topspin, and I guess the Harimoto ALC is more for consistent shots. So with the Harimoto ALC it's really easy to just stand here and do like 50 topspins, it's no problem. And because of the inner force ALC is a bit stiffer, the ball maybe more flies out and it has not so much margin for error. So yeah, it depends on your strategy. And I guess Harimoto is also a good blade for learning players, because you have got a lot of contact time. The blade is bigger, so you also do less mistakes because of this. Yeah. Now let's check out the backhand. And first with the Harimoto blade. Backhand counter, it feels really compact. You have a really good feedback when you hit against the ball. Yeah, it feels really crisp when you hit against the ball with the Harimoto. And the inner force is like, feels really soft. Yeah, this is like, you feel you're doing like a more spin shot with the inner force ALC, and the Harimoto is really stiff. So you could also do a kind of punch shot with the Harimoto easier, because it's a stiffer blade. While hitting, in general the Harimoto is, yeah, the blade which is softer. But in cases of hitting, it feels more direct than the inner force ALC. So let's do backhand topspin with the Harimoto. Nice. Okay, so while doing backhand topspin, the Harimoto feels really soft. It's easy to do a quick shot. And let's compare the backhand topspin to the inner force. Okay, I guess it's also because I'm used to the inner force ALC, but the inner force ALC backhand topspin feels like you can generate more power. I guess with the Harimoto ALC there's again more safety, because it does more of an arc, and so the ball can travel safer to the other side. Yeah, and for the end of the video let's do open ups on underspin on the forehand. First with the Harimoto. Yeah, opening up with the Harimoto feels really safe on the first ball. Yeah, but the point with the Harimoto is if you are standing here and you're playing a lot of curve, the ball sometimes can go out. It's not so a linear shot, you're making more of a curve. We can try it once again. Nice one. Yeah. The Harimoto does a lot of curve, but it feels not so crisp when you do topspin. You feel the contact time a lot, so it releases the ball not so fast. My experience with the inner force is that it releases the ball faster, so it's better for the players with a deadly topspin shot, while the Harimoto feels more like an upgraded mace or Freitas blade with more power. So you have definitely a bit less contact time than with the Freitas, which is a super soft blade for carbon, for ALC carbon. You have a bit more contact time with the mace than with the Harimoto or with the Freitas, which is actually the same blade, than with the Harimoto, but the Harimoto has added power to it. And the inner force ALC, from my experience in the hall, in the training hall, is a more deadly topspin machine. I show it to you. Yeah, the ball travels a lot faster to the opponent. Again. Yeah, you're able to generating a much harder shot. So some words to topspin against topspin. Because the Harimoto is safer, you're going to be safer in your topspin against topspin rallies, but it's harder to win the upper hand on the opponent, and it's easier to win the upper hand on your opponent if you can do a lot of pressure in topspin rallies. So you can use the inner force layer ALC to do this. And for power players, it's better to use the inner force layer ALC. So for me, I guess the inner force layer ALC is better. For players who want to play safe on the table and are all-round players, or maybe also fast attacking players with a really fast arm, they can use the Harimoto ALC, but the inner force ALC supports power players more than the Harimoto ALC. Yeah, this was my video about the Tomokazu Harimoto ALC. Feel free to like and subscribe to the channel, and I see you the next time.